Okay, we've got our new map, and let's talk about the cube itself and how we can manipulate the cube. Now, if you've been working with this at all with your movement keys, you know that the control and shift button and the mouse with the scroll wheel are your tools for manipulating this map and looking around it. And right now we see just some lines in a black background. One of the things I like to do before I start working is come up to view, and it's defaulted on viewing the shading here. Just deselect that. Now you can see the insides of the cube, and it's floating in space all by itself. Let's talk about what the cube is. The cube obviously has this 6 sides on it, and each one of these sides you can click on with your mouse if you want, or you can go through it with your arrow keys on your keyboard just by clicking it that way. Sometimes that's the most efficient way, and sometimes clicking on it to be more precise is the fastest way. So with that, let's talk about what the side mode is. Up here in this icon menu, which we'll talk about in another video, are these the main 3 that you work on for the cube are the sides, set side mode, the line mode, and the point mode. Come on, point mode, there it is. So point mode, line mode. Now this is set to the side. You can see the red outline is the area that is being affected. The line will make this turn green, and now it is red here, so the line is the area to be affected. If you select the point mode, it is now the red area, which is the active area we'll call. So the space, the active area is the side. The side is the active area here. The line, the active area, and the point, the active area, and how they look. Say they just look different in color. So now, usually you are working in side mode. Most of the big movements that you make will be with the side by adding cubes to the sides and stretching the sides and coloring the sides and everything like that. So that'll be something that you'll be on a lot. And if you're working and you're like, why isn't it working, check which mode you're in. Okay. The editor toolbar for editing these can be found up here. So go to View, Editor Toolbar, and this little window here pops up. Just drag that over to the side, and I want to show you that this is the same as your keyboard keypad, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 keys over on your keyboard pad, and they will affect your cube. So if we have this side right here and I want to hit keypad number 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll go out as much as you want, of course, infinity. 4, 5, and it'll come in. So this will put it on an angle. As you can see, it's starting to turn that way. 1, 2, 3. You'll notice I'm counting out loud. It's a good habit to get mentally just kind of counting things so you know where you're going forward and backward. It saves a lot of time in the fine-tuning area if you can just do this. This middle one will make it wide. 0 will make it shrink back down, so that's 5 and 0. The 1 will spin the cube, and the 3 will spin it back. So play with those. That's a big deal there. That's going to be very important. So the movement with your mouse and your keypad adjustments for your cubes are 2 big major areas of this. So with this menu here up at the top, this editor toolbar, which you can use on your keypad. I never use this. It's on the screen. I always use the keypad. That should be good to go. So we've talked about that. If you do get out of hand and if you click on your segment tab down here, we'll go through all these tabs as we go. The segment tab, you'll see the sides. So this is side 6. This point here is pointing to the point 1. This goes down to point 2. 0.3, and 0.4. And you'll see these increments here. If I change this to 15, hit apply, that has moved it that way and has changed that slightly. So now if I need to move that and I've somehow messed up my cube, I just come into this, find out which one is set off. Seems like they've all got 15. Well, they are all affected. Certain points and sides are affected. This side's affected, this side's affected, and this side's affected. So you should have 3 that have 15 in them. 2, 3. That doesn't have it. So side 2, side 3, and side 6 are affected by that. If I change this on side 6 back to 10 and hit apply, you know they all are back to normal. And that's how you can fine-tune a square if you're not quite lining up. Like if your squares are all 32 by 48 or 46.3, you want to make sure all of them are 32 by 46.3, so they look symmetrical. And that's something up to you, really. So that's your fine-tuning of the segments. And next, let's move into the bottom menus and talk about all these tabs here.